Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. Okay, moving on to the consideration of minutes, assuming that everyone has read them and there are no changes, I'll entertain a motion. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes carry. Do we have any Metro Council?
I don't see any Metro Council present today.
Okay, moving on to old business, 09-17-03. Staff requests board approval to accept a donation of a new scoreboard and installation valued at $14,240 to be placed on the baseball field in Two Rivers Park. This request was approved September 2017. However, donor of sign is now requesting specific sponsorship to be listed on scoreboard. I believe, John, are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've spoken with Coach Holt, who's the baseball coach. In your package, you have a picture of the scoreboard. I told him that after our last senior leadership meeting here, the consensus was that signs like this in the future should recognize Metro Park, similar to what we did with the windscreens at the Sportsplex. So he has agreed that one of the panels will have the Centennial or the Metro Parks logo placed on it.
Okay, good.
And with that, we would recommend approval.
Okay. Are there any questions? Okay, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries that we accept the new scoreboard and making sure that we have Metro Parks logo on the scoreboard. Okay, moving on, 12-17-03, the Nashville Old Timers Baseball Association board approval to name Shelby Park Baseball Diamond number 2 in honor of a native Nashvilleian and baseball enthusiast. I'll go ahead and turn this over to Dr. Steele since we met earlier before this board meeting.
The naming committee met prior to this meeting and voted unanimously to name the baseball diamond in honor of Mickey Hyder.
Are there any questions?
Move to approve, Madam Chair.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay. Okay, 12-17-06. Ms. Shane Dennison, representing the Conservation Assistance Grant Fund, requests approval of acquisition of 118 acres on the Cumberland River, map 53, parcels 1, 21, 136, and 137. We got notification that this particular item, along with the next item, which I'll go ahead and read that, 12-17-07, Ms. Shane Dennison, representing the Conservation Assistance Grant Fund, requests approval of acquisition of 4.6 acres on Highway 100, map 143, parcel 029. That these two particular items be deferred to the acquisition committee for next month. Do I have a motion to defer?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move 12-17-06 and 12-17-07 to the acquisition committee meeting next month. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. If there's no objection or changes, I'll entertain a motion for the entire consent agenda
So
as a
moved,
whole.
Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda carries. Okay, on to new business. Let me get this right. Okay, Dr. William H. Frist, Vice President of the Dorothy, Kate, and Thomas F. Frist Foundation, Request approval from the board to accept a donation of real property, 51 acres, located at 0 Morton Mill Road, Nashville, Tennessee, 37221. Cindy,
Yes.
you want to go ahead and,
To the acquisition committee.
okay. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? We are moving this particular item, 11804, to the acquisition committee meeting. Okay, 1-1805. Mr. Chris Mason, President of the Nashville Predators Alumni Association, requests approval for consumption of alcohol, beer in the locker room in the Centennial Sportsplex, January 26th through 28th, 2018, during an adult fantasy hockey camp. John, I
That's
believe
me.
you, okay.
Actually, Chris Mason is here, and so if anyone has any questions after I'm done, please feel free to answer them, or ask him, he'll be happy to answer them. This is a special event. It will take place, neither rink will have public skating going on. I think this is a good opportunity to see how this is something we haven't done in the past. It's a good test case. We will require them to keep it in the locker room. Only, all players have to be over 21 to participate in this tournament, so everyone will be of legal drinking age. We're going to require them to have a park police officer on each rink to monitor to make sure it doesn't leave the locker rooms. The one nice thing about the Sportsplex is our locker rooms are all right there beside each other, so one person can fairly easily monitor both, one on each rink can monitor to make sure that doesn't happen. Our staff recommends approval of this request.
Are there any questions for John or Mr. Mason?
I have a question. Is this I see post-game beverage?
It'll be there during the tournament. It would be there for them to have. Now, they will be responsible for, and the fact that we have park police there, we're not going to let this become, a drunken brawl out on the ice type thing. It's not just a regular beer league or a regular men's league event. This is, it's like a fantasy weekend where individuals will pay to play with former NHL players, with and against those folks. So this is, it's a step above what would be considered a normal men's league event.
And I can touch on that more.
Yeah.
It's a fundraising event, so teams pay $25,000 a team. Our charities are Garth Brooks Teammates for Kids and an After the Impact Fund, which is a veteran athlete mental health and injury recovery charity. So the beer in the dressing room, what we're trying to offer these campers is the pro experience. They get to skate with alumni from the Predators alumni and from various other NHL teams. And part of that, the experience is in between their games, so it's the post game beer that each team will play 2 games Saturday and Sunday. And you just before you're getting ready to go for your next game or after the first guys sit around and have a couple beers and just tell stories and share experiences and things like that. So that was part of what we wanted to include as part of this whole camp experience.
And are we taking on any more liability if someone's hurt after a couple beers
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
on ice? Are they signing, Chris, are they signing waivers?
Yeah, there'll be waivers. We have camp insurance, obviously.
Yes.
And all the proper insurance will be taken out from our camp standpoint. And this is our first big alumni event. We're obviously representing the Nashville Predators, our alumni association, so we take this very seriously. It's not just an excuse to have some beers with the guys and things like that. It's part of this special kind of experience that we're trying to create for these guys that are donating their money to our causes.
Jeff, what you get to is liability. That's what I was. Is there any liability that would fall back on Metro and/or the park?
We require, for all special events, we require them to have the $1 million liability policy, the certificate of insurance. So we've got, they're required to have that.
And can we review the waiver of consent form, just to make sure it protects us for
Absolutely.
injuries?
And I can ask Chris to send it, and I'll ask Macy to review it. Absolutely. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Great.
I move for approval under those conditions.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? The motion will carry following those stipulations of reviewing the consent form with legal, and we'll move on. Thank you. Okay, let's see, 01-18-06. Thank you, Chris. The Division of Community Programs requests approval to accept a donation of teaching kitchen expansion program supplies and staff training valued at $10,000. This was made possible from a philanthropic gift made to Dr. Sherry Barkin at the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital Department of General Pediatrics to enrich the Nashville Collaborative's effort around teaching kitchens and improved child health. Sherry, or
Thank
Steve,
you for
there
this
you go.
generous donation as it allows us to expand upon our teaching kitchen programs. And here today I have Mr. Juan Escalfula, who is an integral part of the National Collaborative. So we'll give a brief overview of what that picture looks like in expansion.
That's
Great,
great.
and with your permission, I'm going to come over here by the laptop so
That's
I can
wonderful.
quickly run through a few slides. This board approved in 2008, 10 years ago, a partnership between Vanderbilt University Medical Center and Metro Parks. And in the process, over these 10 years, we have put together 11 different projects, very much oriented around improving children's health. A total, I would say, of about over 13 million grant dollars involved in all of these projects. And then the one that is before us today is what we call the teaching kitchen expansion. There have been teaching kitchens that have been carried out over the past year at Metro Parks by park staff. What we call the baseline data, there are about 4 centers who have been conducting with 6 staff, 0 master trainers. Those are the folks who will be able to train other park staff to continue to do this in other centers, reaching about 80 children and conducting about 4 sessions a month. We have recently received a gift from the Andrew Allen Charitable Foundation, and that gift allows us to make that donation of $10,000 to provide food and training, especially for master trainers, so that by the June of this year, when we celebrate the 10 years of the Nashville Collaborative, we will have quadrupled the number of centers that can offer teaching kitchens. Definitely go from 6 staff that are trained to 25, include 4 master trainers so that park staff can continue to sustain that, and reach over 1,500 children and conduct about 50 sessions a month. That's about 2 sessions, and we say 16 is what we are promising, but we're hopeful that we'll be able to reach all 25 of the centers and 26 once Mid Springs comes on board. So just to give you an idea that the money is all about building capacity, building sustainability. And in the past, we will include metrics where we actually record the cost, the recipe, what was the feedback from the kids, because this is all about being healthy, fun, tasty, affordable, and can you do this at home with your families? And so we even have some pre and post surveys for the kids, for the parents, so that ideally we can leverage this for further funding, more resourcing down the road, because we will be building the evidence base that, yes, kids can enjoy not just eating healthy, but being part of putting that together. This is a sample database of what we have developed for parks to use, where you have the park staff identify the date, where it happened, this happens to be one of the most popular recipes, chicken taco burgers, and then the cost, etc. The recipes basically come out to about $1 per participant, so the whole cost effectiveness is something that is always front and center. And then there are age groups of children that are reached in that particular program, etc. These are some pictures real quick. That's chicken taco burgers at East Park. This is fruit kebabs, another very popular recipe where kids, unlike the stereotype, love to get their hands on fruit and put things together. This is at Southeast. And then this is also back at East where they were doing energy bars. Very nutritious ways of getting kids hands-on learning about eating healthy. And so basically, we can put the lights back on. What we are hoping to do is to build the capacity, expand what Parks is currently doing, and show that return on investment, especially if we can show some change in behavior among the kids and even the parents. Are the kids asking for, limits on juice? Are the kids asking for healthier foods? Are they asking for more fruits and veggies? Are they more involved? And those are the kind of metrics that we hope will continue to leverage this kind of great evidence base that we've been developing over 10 years about how to build healthier families, neighborhoods, and kids.
Madam Chair, is Dr. Sherry Barkin still involved with this?
Yes.
She started it right in this room about 6 or 7 years ago, and she is fantastic.
She's my boss, and so I'm going to say amen.
I'm going to ask that, but I just want to make sure she was still involved.
She is, very much, yes. And we meet monthly as a Nashville Collaborative and continue to develop these projects. She's at the helm.
That's great. Well, thank you.
All right.
Wonderful. Okay. So it looks like there is a recommendation.
I'll make a motion on the approval of this.
Second.
Okay. Discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. Special presentations and introductions. Mr. Brian Taylor, Director of the Nashville Parks Foundation, to present update on the Nashville Parks Foundation to the board. Unfortunately, Mr. Taylor will not be here today. We will ask him to come back to another board meeting for him to present an update. Okay, next up is Mr. Kevin Fort, manager of Harpeth Hills Golf Course, received the Growth of the Game Award presented by the Tennessee Professional Golfers Association. John?
Yeah, this is something we're very excited about. Kevin Fort, manager at Harpeth Hills Golf Course. In December, he was awarded by the Middle Tennessee chapter of the Tennessee Professional Golfers Association, the PGA Growth of the Game Award. This bestows special recognition on a PGA professional who has displayed extraordinary and exemplary contribution and achievement in the area of player development. The award considers the PGA professional's growth of the game, leadership, and commitment to the section, national levels in the player development arena, and meaningful impact made to the facility. In this particular case, what Kevin did is he took a program that I don't know if anyone that's involved with golf may have heard of it. It's called the PGA Junior League Golf. The idea of it is to create golf as a team sport. Golf has always been an individual sport. In this case, to attract kids, they wear jerseys, they play 3 holes at a time. It's a really cool concept. It has worked very well in private clubs because they have a built-in group of families and kids that they can feed off of. It has not worked well across the country in the public sector. Kevin, and luckily, fortunately, and for the PGA as well, their marketing person for this program actually lives in Nashville and met with Kevin, and Kevin's idea of partnering with the West Nashville Sports League to offer this program through their program has led to incredible numbers and it's been several years that I've encouraged all the managers to do it, and they've been fighting an uphill battle. Kevin found the solution to make it successful. The other cool thing,
is that it came through Mr. Fike. Every time I begin, that gets a little bit. This is something that he and Mr. Fike worked together on. So together, this is a cool thing. So sorry, can't help that. So and then what I want to do is recognize Kevin for this award. And even though he was presented with it already, I wanted you all to see the award and to see Kevin. So Kevin, thank you.
I just want to thank some people. I want to thank Ms. Odom, first of all, and John Holmes and Wayne Evans for their support, not just for me, but for all the golf professionals and the programs that we run, for encouraging us to kind of step out and know we have their support. So it means a lot to me. As John said, I did want to mention this is something that I did work with Jim Fike on for the last few months of his life. It was some of his guidance and taking things to him and showing him this is what I want to do, and he would advise me you need to change this or change that. So I did tell John that this is kind of a culmination of some of his vision and his guidance in helping me set this program up. So again, thank you, John, for your support. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Ms. Odom, for your support. And I accept this as a team effort, not just me, but the entire golf staff for Metro Park. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Okay, Tim with capital projects.
Okay, I'll hit the highlights. One that's actually not on this list is, you may have seen as you were coming in here, sign for a public meeting for Atafama Archaeological Park. This relates to the grant application that you all approved a few months ago that Friends of Atafama are pulling together on our behalf. That grant requires a series of additional public meetings. So one was today before this park board meeting. One will be next on January 17th at the Forest Hills City Hall. And then there's an online meeting. So this is just part of that process. Other changes from last month. There are a lot of new projects on this list. The Antioch Community Center, we have funding for renovation of that building, and that design work is underway. For the new replacement Bellevue Community Center, this will be a part of the Bellevue 1 private development project and will be built with a new ice center that the Predators will manage. So it's if you're familiar with the Southeast Community Center project, this will be a repeat of that in Bellevue. It's a project that will be managed by Metro General Services, and we're in the process of selecting a design build team on that. Also in Bellevue, Red Caboose playground replacement. This is going to be our first big community build playground project in recent years. That existing wooden playground that was put in 1996 has now reached the end of its life. Council Lady Wiener really wanted this to be a repeat of that very engaged community process. We have a new playground contractor on board. So the old playground will be coming down. Thank you, Rick Taylor, in February. And Jackie, I think, will have the information about the first public meeting related to design of the new playground. Old Hickory Community Center expansion and renovation. The existing community center is one of the facilities that we adopted when the city of Old Hickory merged with Metro, so it's a little bit of an outlier in our system. But with this project, we will upgrade it and expand it to be a regional center, and we're at the beginning of that process. What we currently have the funding for is preliminary planning. So our intent with this project, and it's a different model for us, is to do the preliminary planning with the intent of doing a design build on this project. Usually we do design, bid, build. This is going to be a design build for us. So our scope of work currently is just that preliminary planning work, but there will be a series of public meetings. And we've launched on the initial part of that process. In Sevier Park, Sunnyside Mansion and outbuildings restoration, as some of you may know, those outbuildings are in would not last would not last much longer if we had not received the funding to move forward with design. So this will include restoration of the old L, or the old annex of the mansion. It will be reconnected to the mansion, and the Historical Commission's offices will be expanded into that space, and then the outbuildings will be restored. The old carriage house will be adapted to become a little cafe space. That's consistent with the Sevier Park master plan, and it'll be our first opportunity to do, our goal is to go in, work with John and his division on getting a really high quality food vendor in that space. Shelby Stream Mitigation Project. This has been on the list for a long time. As the project has moved forward, what we have discovered is that the costs that would be borne by us on this project is dramatically more than what we had anticipated. And we've assessed the irrigation system for the golf course. It can't be repaired anymore. It would have to be completely replaced. And there have been other golf course improvements that would be required by the stream mitigation that we currently don't have the funding for. So for the time being, that project is on hold. We hope in FY20 to request the funds that would allow us to undertake those golf course improvements. But for now, it's being postponed. So that will come off the list for now. At Two Rivers Mansion, the Special Events Pavilion. This is part of the master plan for Two Rivers Mansion that was completed last year. And we have funding for design, so that is underway. We're working closely with Friends of Two Rivers Mansion and the Historical Commission on that. Edwin Warner Park, the Birch Reserve Connector Phase 2 is substantially complete, and we're working on identifying a date that works with the mayor for a ribbon cutting there. And then Wharf Park, this is a working name for this site. It's the Kerr-McGee site, about 11 acres below Rolling Mill Hill. On the river, it will be the site for the Nashville Rowing Club, and we are pulling together the initial materials that will allow us to put out an RFP for master planning.
That's great.
Those are the big ones.
Just a little. Thank you, Tim. Okay, Jackie, do you have upcoming special activities and events?
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Tim has already told you about the public meetings for Atafama Archaeological Park. So those are, one is going on now. We will have another one. I think on your list, it's listed, it's 4 p.m. on the 17th at Forest Hill City Hall. It's actually 5 p.m. So I'll send you out a notice to make sure you have the correct time for that. Two other meetings to tell you about. The community meeting regarding the Red Caboose Park Playground is scheduled for January 27th. Two meetings, one at 9 and one at noon, and that will be at the Bellevue Library. And one last thing, the 28th, January 28th, is the last day for Day at the Fair, which is a celebration of the Tennessee Centennial Exhibition. The artifacts were chosen from the collection of David Ewing. So that exhibit will end on the 28th.
Great. Thanks, Jackie.
And it's worth going to see. It's an awesome exhibit.
Are there
You better rush right over. It says ends today.
Why does it say
the
end today?
28th?
No, it ends on the 28th.
Oh,
Okay.
Ends on the 28th.
So that ends today, just take that out. Thanks, Jackie. Are there any other department updates? Okay. Mrs. Monique?
All right. I'd like to first thank all the parks employees, in particular the community centers division, park police, and maintenance for all they did and continue to do in opening the emergency warming centers during cold weather. That is a huge effort. It's very demanding both logistically and operationally. and we're happy to be a part of it and to do our part, but I would be remiss in actually acknowledging what a demand that is on the department and on our staff, and we really appreciate all of our employees who participate in that, to extend a warm place to stay for those of our neighbors who do not have shelter when it is extremely cold outside. So thank you to everyone for that. Hopefully you all received the 2017 year in review for parks, and I want to thank Jackie for putting that together, and then thank all of the our team here at Parks for contributing to that list. It is by no means exhaustive. I was exhausted looking at it and looking at everything that everybody submitted, and we couldn't possibly put everything on there, but it's a good way to look back and see what all we have gotten done. Whether it's a project that Tim's team is working on or some other division, there's a lot that we get done here, and there's a lot behind the scenes that gets done that doesn't get acknowledged, but we come together as a team and get it done, and we're usually just moving from one thing to the next. So like I said, it is good for us to look back together and see all that we have accomplished. We plan to have as productive a year in 2018 as 2017, and so we appreciate all of your continued support on that. And one final thing that I wanted to mention, that you may have noticed, that the Nashville Parks Foundation was scheduled to present this month, and that is a part, and that will be postponed, but rescheduled. That's a part of some consistency that we're putting into the park board meetings, to have Fringe Group come on a regular basis to present to the park board what they are doing and keep us up to date. There are some who routinely come, but we want to be consistent across all of our Parks Board recognized Fringe Groups. So there will at least be one Friends Group at every Parks Board meeting who will present and let you know what's going on. So with that, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, and from the board, thank you to everyone, all the staff. You guys are amazing. Absolutely. Any other announcements, requests for future agenda items or open items? Okay, well. All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.